Revealed, the heartwarming moment a little girl asked a millionaire for a dad instead of toys. The afternoon sun poured over Maplewood, the small Midwestern town that had fallen under dark economic clouds. But today, the streets shimmered with hope, laughter, and a splash of bright color from balloons, as the community gathered for a charity event to support local schools. In the center of it all was Emily, an 8-year-old girl whose smile could outshine even the sun. With her tangled brown curls and a heart full of dreams, she explored her world, always looking for adventure amidst the struggles surrounding her. Her mother, Sarah, worked tirelessly at the local diner, pouring coffee and serving pie to keep food on the table. Emily admired her strength and resilience, knowing they were both finding their way in a town that felt more like family than just a place to live. Today felt different though, charged with a current of excitement and possibility. As the children lined up to see Jack Thompson, the billionaire tech mogul visiting their town, Emily watched with her big, curious eyes. Her friends' requests echoed through the air: a shiny new tablet here, a fancy video game there. But Emily felt her heart tugging her in a different direction. She took a deep breath and stepped forward, her innocence radiating like a beacon. "Mr. Thompson," she said, her voice clear and steady, "I'd like to ask you for something special, Dad." The moment hung in the air, as if time itself paused to let the weight of her words sink in. The crowd fell silent. Even Jack, known for his wealth and distant demeanor, seemed taken aback. He remembered his childhood, lonely despite the riches that surrounded him. An ache stirred within him as he looked at this little girl, full of hope and vulnerability. For the first time in a long while, he felt something stir, a connection he thought long buried beneath layers of ambition and success. Curiosity sparked, Jack began to spend time with Emily, invited by her simple joy. She introduced him to community dinners filled with laughter, grocery trips on foot, and volunteering at the local park. Jack started to see life through her eyes, and for the first time, he realized what truly mattered: connection, love, a sense of belonging. But as Jack's ambitions for expansion grew, so did the tension in the town. Families feared losing their cherished businesses to the corporate giant whose heart had started to soften. Emily noticed the change in the air. Whispers of resentment turned into murmurs of anger. Her friends' parents asked questions, their brows furrowed with worry. At a town hall meeting, Emily's heart raced. She could feel the tension thick like smoke. Local shop owners bravely confronted Jack, urging him to remember where he came from and the bonds that really mattered. Emily stood frozen, caught between her friendship with Jack and her loyalty to her neighbors. Was it possible for Jack's desire for success to align with the community's needs? Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Emily's heart raced as she watched Jack's face, his eyes reflecting both despair and realization. Tension hung in the air as Jack faced the community's demands, her simple wish echoing in her heart. Could a little girl's innocent request truly redefine a life driven by ambition? Would Jack choose connection over profit, or would he learn too late what it means to truly belong? The questions lingered, weaving a web of uncertainty as they awaited Jack's response. Jack felt a flood of emotions as the heavy silence of the town hall closed in on him. The faces around him were a mixture of anger, fear, and a hopeful desperation. He stood at the crossroads of ambition and community, and he could feel Emily's gaze steady on him, full of faith. This little girl believed in him. But could he believe in himself? The tension was electric. Jack stepped forward, surrounded by the murmurs of the crowd. I understand your concerns," he said slowly, his voice wavering but determined. "I came here to help, to improve things for Maplewood, but I realize now that I've lost sight of what really matters." His words landed like pebbles in a still pond, causing ripples of surprise among the townsfolk. They leaned in, curiosity stirring, unsure if he could really mean what he said. "I want to make our town a place where dreams can flourish, not just mine, but all of ours," he continued, sensing a shift in the air. Emily felt her heart lighten for the first time since the meeting began. Could it be? Jack actually wanted to listen? She stood a little taller, hopeful that her wish had sparked a chance for change. "We can work together," Jack proposed, glancing across the audience, each face a testament to the town's spirit. "What if I help fund community projects? What if we partnered to bring jobs and new opportunities that don't threaten our local businesses?" A few townsfolk exchanged wary glances, but more were nodding, curiosity growing. Would they accept this fragile offer? Emily felt a flutter of hope. A local shopkeeper, Mrs. Jefferson, stood up, brushing back her gray hair. "We just want assurance that we won't lose our community. We've built these businesses with love and hard work, Jack. How can you promise us that?" Jack's brow furrowed. "I promise to prioritize the heart of Maplewood. I'll consult with you. I want to know what you need, not just what I see. Together, we can ensure that every voice matters." Emily's energy surged. This was it. She squeezed her hands together, wishing only for this moment to unfold beautifully. The expression in the room shifted, like dark storm clouds parting for the sun. "Okay, Jack," Mrs. Jefferson spoke again, her tone softer yet firm. "Show us you mean it. Let us see what you can do. But you have to meet us halfway." "That's all I ask," he replied, relief washing over him like a healing balm. "Just give me a chance." Encouraging murmurs began to spread through the gathering as hope ignited like sparks in the air. Emily caught Jack's eye, and in that fleeting moment, they shared a silent agreement. She had given him a glimpse of what he could be, and in turn, he was about to show her that dreams could be shared and achieved together. As the meeting adjourned, Jack slowly stepped down from the platform, greeted with hesitant applause. Emily rushed to his side, her eyes shining with excitement. "Did you see? They want to believe in you." "I saw it, Emily. But this is just the beginning," Jack replied, his voice barely above a whisper. "I'll need your help to bridge the gap between my world and theirs." Together, as they left the hall, a sense of possibility hummed in the air. But beneath that hope was a lurking uncertainty. Could Jack actually follow through on his promises now that the real work was about to begin? Would he truly find a way to balance his ambition with the community's needs? As Emily looked up at him, a thought bubbled in her mind: what if I could help him see even more? What if there is something I need to share, something I still haven't told him? And just like that, a new adventure began at the edge of their hearts, waiting to unfold in ways neither of them could imagine. As they stepped out of the town hall, the fading sunlight bathed Maplewood in a warm glow. The atmosphere buzzed with a new energy, a fragile flicker of hope in the hearts of the townsfolk. Jack felt different, lighter somehow, as if the weight of the world had shifted just a little. He turned to Emily, who was practically bouncing with excitement beside him. "That was amazing, Jack," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling like stars in the evening sky. "You really think they'll come around? I mean, you listened to them." "I hope so, Emily," he said, smiling back but knowing there was still much to do. "Listening is just the first step. I need to show them I mean it. Words are easy, but actions? Those are what count." As they walked down the street, the sounds of Maplewood filled the air, the laughter of children playing, the distant hum of a lawnmower, the inviting scent of baked goods wafting from Mrs. Jefferson's shop. Each familiar sound seemed to beckon Jack towards a brighter future, a vision of a community brought back to life. Emily grabbed Jack's hand, her small fingers wrapping around his tightly. "Will you really build that playground we talked about? The one with swings and slides?" Her voice was filled with yearning. Jack nodded, his heart warming at her enthusiasm. Yes. That's where we'll start. But I want your help to design it. Together, we can make it something the whole town can enjoy. Really? She gasped, disbelief flickering across her face. You want me to help? Absolutely, he affirmed. You see things in a way I can't as an adult. Your ideas, your dreams, they matter. They paused in front of the empty lot where the playground was to be constructed, and Emily's imagination ran wild. What if we painted it bright colors? And added a big mural with everyone's names? That way, they'll always feel a part of it. Jack chuckled. Now that's a great idea. A community mural it is. He felt a surge of warmth, realizing that Emily wasn't just a child looking to fill her days with fun, she was a conduit of creativity and vision. But as they continued their stroll, Jack's thoughts drifted back to the challenges ahead. The townsfolk weren't easily swayed. They needed more than rallies and speeches, they needed trust. What if his plans fell flat? What if he couldn't win them over, despite his earnest intentions? Jack, Emily said suddenly, interrupting his troubled thoughts, I know something you don't. What is it? He turned to her, curious. She glanced around as if ensuring no one else could hear. My dad says that when you believe in something really hard, it can change everything. Maybe if you believe in Maplewood, and in yourself, they'll start to believe too. Her words hit him like a ton of bricks, stirring something inside him that had long lain dormant. Your dad sounds wise, Jack said, grateful for her insight. But even as he smiled at her, doubt crept back. Could he truly embody that belief? Could he be the leader Maplewood needed, rather than just a businessman looking to profit off their lives? As they continued their walk, Emily stopped, her expression shifting from excitement to seriousness. Jack, if you're going to make all this happen, I need to tell you something important. Something I've been meaning to share. His heart raced, the weight of her words settling heavily on him. What revelation was she about to unfold? He knelt down to her level, bracing himself for whatever wisdom this child held. What is it, Emily? Her eyes sparkled with mystery. You'll see, it's gonna help you believe even more. And with that, Jack felt the familiar pang of anticipation and fear as he realized there was more to this story than he had first understood. What was the secret she held, and how would it change everything for both of them? Jack squinted at Emily, unable to suppress his curiosity. The way she teased the secret hung in the air between them like a mystery waiting to be unraveled. He could see the excitement glimmering in her eyes, but there was something deeper beneath her playful demeanor. What do you mean, Emily? What do you want to share? He prodded gently, urging her to go on. She glanced at the ground, then pulled him to the side of the lot, away from prying ears. It's about the playground and the people in Maplewood. Her voice dropped to a whisper, and Jack leaned in closer. It's not just about swings and slides. It's about making them feel loved again. Jack's heart thumped in his chest. He knew Maplewood needed revitalizing, but could it really be so simple? Loved? He echoed softly. Yeah. You know how my dad always says we're all connected? Like branches of a big tree? If the tree is sick, the branches get sick too. She waved her arms as if outlining a grand idea in the air. If you build the playground with love, they'll feel it. Kids, parents, everyone. What if they saw that it's for them? Then they will care. A lump formed in Jack's throat. You think they'll really feel that way? He asked. The shy skepticism slipped through, mingling with the hope ignited by her words. Definitely. Emily's eyes shone with determination. She looked at him as if he were the key to unlock something greater. We need to make it special, like a place where everyone can play together. Then they'll appreciate you, and trust you. Just like to build a family. Jack's mind raced. He didn't just want to build a playground, he wanted to create a hub where joy and connection would flourish once more. He could envision families gathering, laughter echoing through the air. He smiled suddenly, realizing Emily was leading him down a path he hadn't yet considered. "Okay, let us do it," he said, his enthusiasm resurfacing. "I'll gather ideas from people. Not just for swings and slides, but for a community space, a real gathering spot." Emily beamed, her face lighting up with pride. "And we can all paint it together. Everyone can add their touches." Jack squeezed her little hand, feeling a surge of optimism. "I'll organize it. A big event painting day. Everyone gets involved. This isn't just my project, it's ours." He felt his spirits lift with each word. One idea could ignite another. And soon, children could be running beside parents, sharing stories of what the playground meant to them. But there was a persistent whisper of doubt lurking in his mind. What if they don't come? What if Emily caught onto his hesitation? "Jack, if you're really excited and believe in this, they will too. It's like magic." "Magic?" He chuckled, her unwavering faith invigorating his hope. "Yes. You just need to trust," Emily replied, earnestness in her gaze. "You know, it's okay to feel scared. But you have a chance to show everyone it can be different. Just like my dad says, believing changes everything." As they began walking again, Jack felt lighter, as if the world around him were brighter. Maybe she was right. If he put his heart into involving everyone, things could transform. But just as he caught a glimpse of their vision coming to life, Emily tugged on his sleeve again. "Jack, about what I was going to share before, what is it?" He turned, curiosity piqued once more. She hesitated, clearly weighing her words. "It's about family. Sometimes I wish my dad was here to see all this too. To believe in me like you do." Her tone struck Jack, a bittersweet pang filling his heart. He knelt, this time more seriously, realizing how vulnerable her yearning was. "Emily, family comes in many forms. You have a lot of love in your life. Believe me. And I'm here now. We can be a family in Maplewood together, through every action we take." Her lip quivered slightly, eyes misting. And in that moment, he felt a deep connection, a shared understanding of what truly mattered. "Let South make this place special for everyone," she whispered. Jack nodded, resolve settling firmly within him. A plan was surfacing, one that reached far beyond playgrounds and swings. Just then, he noticed a figure at the corner of the street. A familiar face looked upon them, a clouded expression crossing their features. It was the town's mayor, standing with skepticism shadowing their gaze. Jack's heart skipped a beat. What would they do now with eyes watching them? Would the mayor believe in their vision? Or would this moment unravel everything both Jack and Emily had just begun to build? Jack's breath caught in his throat as he registered the mayor's presence. The figure stood with arms crossed, a frown deepening the furrows of their brow. It felt like the world had frozen for an instant, the laughter of children drifting from the nearby park turning into a dull hum. Emily shifted her gaze to the mayor, her excitement dimming slightly, but Jack saw the flicker of courage still alive in her eyes. He straightened up, trying to project confidence despite the knot forming in his stomach. Hi, Mayor Thompson," he said, forcing a smile. "We were just discussing some ideas for the playground." The mayor raised an eyebrow, skepticism never far from their features. "Ideas?" they echoed. "I hope they're more practical than the last proposal." Jack cringed at the memory of how their last community meeting had ended, with the mayor shutting down ambitious ideas like a storm cloud extinguishing a flickering flame. "Actually," Jack said, glancing at Emily for support, "this one is different. We want to make a place that really brings the community together. A playground where everyone feels included and valued." He felt an electric thrill at sharing their vision, even if the mayor seemed less than impressed. "Everyone says that," Mayor Thompson replied, arms still crossed. "But what about the funding? Do you have a blueprint? A plan? The tone was almost patronizing, but Jack felt the determination rising within him. He had to push back. Let us not think about the funding just yet, Jack said, his voice steadying. First, we want to gather ideas and momentum from the people. We believe that if they feel part of this vision, they'll be more willing to invest emotionally and financially. More than anything, they needed to believe that they mattered. Emily stepped closer, her small hand reaching for Jack's. It's not just a playground to us. It's about connection. A place where families can unite and create memories together. Like my dad always said, it's all about love. Her enthusiasm bubbled over, and for a moment, Jack saw hope ignite in the mayor's eyes, a flicker of nostalgia. But Mayor Thompson recovered quickly. Love doesn't pay for materials or labor costs, Emily. What should have felt like a blow merely sparked something deeper inside Jack. These were just obstacles, small hurdles on the path to something bigger. We don't need money to start, Jack countered, wanting to believe. We just need commitment from the townsfolk. We can hold community events, engage everyone in the planning, and come together. People want to help, they just need to see something worth believing in. A silence enveloped them, interspersed with the distant sound of a ball bouncing against pavement and children laughing in the background. The weight of the moment hung in the air, heavy yet filled with possibilities. What is going to set this apart from the other playground projects? The mayor finally asked, the challenge still laced in their tone. Jack felt sweat bead at his temples. He had to think fast. Because it's not just a project, Jack stated, intensity welling up as he looked straight into the mayor's eyes. It's a chance to restore hope, to let everyone know they matter. This isn't just about swings and slides, it's about building a community. We can fill it with memories and joy. He looked at Emily, and she nodded, an unspoken bond between them. They believed in this vision together, and somehow, that felt stronger than any wall the mayor could put up. Fine, the mayor relented, crossing their arms tighter for a moment before relaxing slightly. But if you're going to rally the townsfolk, you'll need a plan. I expect to see something concrete, something that shows you can bring this community together. Otherwise, you're just kids with dreams. Jack's pulse raced. We will. He replied, the excitement flooding back into him. He could sense a shift, a potential breakthrough hovering before him. It was just the start, but he felt the weight of progress building. However, as they turned from the mayor, Jack glanced at Emily, her brows knitted with concern. He knew her earlier enthusiasm had dipped again. What's wrong? He asked gently. Do you really think people will care? Will they come out like we hope? Her voice trembled slightly, a little girl's fear surfacing. He knelt beside her, eye to eye, heart pounding as he whispered, what if they find the magic in it, just like you said? It's about love, Em. Let us just believe together. And as they walked away from the watchful gaze of the mayor, Jack felt the signs of change in the air. He wondered, though, would the community really rally behind them? Would they embrace the foundation of love he so desperately wanted to build? Only time would reveal their true commitment, and Jack felt a mixture of dread and anticipation about the challenges that lay ahead. How could they ignite this love in order to connect everyone? What would their first step look like? As the sun began its descent, casting a warm glow over the quaint streets of Maplewood, Jack's heart raced with a blend of excitement and uncertainty. He could feel the weight of the mayor's doubt still pressing on him, but hope thrummed in his veins like a steady beat. The town had always been a patchwork of stories woven together, and he believed deep down that they could add another vibrant thread. Okay, we need a plan, he said, shaking off lingering anxiety as they walked toward the modest community center. Let us bring people together. Emily walked by his side, still clutching his hand tightly. But how do we do that? People are busy, and who's going to care about a playground? Her brow furrowed, and Jack could see the flicker of concern still clouding her typically bright spirit. He paused, kneeling down to her level once more. We start with what we love. Remember how we talked about connecting people? What if we host a community event? Something that gets everybody involved? The fall festival is coming up. Emily's eyes widened, a light igniting in them. I love that. We could have a booth, yes. We can share our idea for the playground there. We can make signs, tell everyone about what we want to do. If we show them how great it could be, I bet they'll want to help. The hope of it rolled off his tongue like a promise. What else can we do? She asked, her enthusiasm shifting back as they reached the large, welcoming steps of the community center. We need a catchy name. Something unforgettable. Maybe Playground of Dreams? Or the Heart of Maplewood? We want them to feel this is theirs, too. Emily's face lit up as she brainstormed names with him. What about the Playground of Love? It's a playground that shows love. Jack chuckled, enjoying her infectious enthusiasm. It's perfect, Em. Let us use that. We'll have to make flyers, too. We can hang them all over town and maybe even get a spot in the local paper. As they excitedly plotted ideas, the thought of creating a space fueled by connection, laughter, and acceptance filled Jack with warmth. But doubt lurked in the corners of his mind. Would the townspeople really take part? Were they ready to embrace a vision that could transform their community? What if they see it and laugh at us? Emily's voice broke through his thoughts, the flicker of uncertainty creeping back onto her face. They might at first, Jack admitted, but everyone has dreams. And this playground? It's not just a dream. It can become a reality if we show them how much it means to us. Jack noticed a flicker of agreement in her eyes, but the worry still lingered. We just have to show them it's about love and memories, right? She offered, her voice hopeful but shaky. Exactly. Let us remind everyone that we're not just building swings. We're crafting a safe space, with laughter echoing around it, where no one is left behind. The thought bolstered his confidence. With renewed enthusiasm, they proposed the idea to the community committee the very next day. They discussed plans and dreams, voices swirling together like the vibrant colors of autumn leaves. The room buzzed with energy, some elders reminiscing about the playground they had played in as kids, while younger parents listened intently, their interests piqued. However, not everyone was on board. A skeptical board member raised their hand, frowning. What guarantees do we have that this project won't just fall through? We've seen numerous ideas come and go. Jack swallowed hard, feeling all eyes on him. The doubts crept back, but he stood firm, passion igniting within. We promise to listen to what this community wants. Together, we'll create a space that reflects our needs. This is a journey we embark on as a family because the heart of Maplewood deserves a shared playground built with love. A murmur of curiosity swept through the room, and Jack held his ground, conviction radiating from him. Yet, what followed was a series of questions. Something felt different, the room seemed hesitant yet intrigued, and Jack could feel the potential energy crackling around them. As they finished up, Emily squeezed Jack's hand, a gesture of support that surged warmth through him. What now? She whispered. Jack looked at her, heart racing. Now, we gather our resources and rally everyone behind us. Are you ready? Her eyes sparkled with determination, reflecting the heartbeat of a community waiting to awaken. Yes! She exclaimed. As they plotted their next moves, Jack felt uneasy about the brewing challenges ahead. How could they navigate skepticism, funding, and the ever-important support of their town? Would they really reach the heart of Maplewood and inspire one another? And in that moment, a flicker of doubt mingled with soaring hope as he stared into the unknown future. Would they be able to turn their dream into reality, or would this journey lead to unforeseen shifts that would change everything they thought they knew? Jack woke up the next morning with the sun pouring through his window, the golden light reflecting the warmth of the hope he felt. But the excitement soon clashed with the harsh reality of uncertainty. He rolled over, glancing at Emily. She was still asleep, her face relaxed and peaceful. He felt a rush of gratitude for her unwavering support but knew they had a mountain to climb. Over breakfast, he and Emily talked strategy. What if we make personal invitations for the festival? Hand them out around town? She suggested, her fingers tapping the table in rhythm with her thoughts. That's a great idea. Jack replied, excitement bubbling inside him. If we can get people engaged on a personal level, they might be more willing to take part. Emily grinned, her face lighting up. And we can bake cookies to give away at the booth. Everyone loves cookies. With a shared sense of purpose, they spent the day crafting colorful invites, each one featuring drawings from Emily, the words "You're invited to the playground of love" standing out in bright, cheerful letters. They made a plan to distribute them that evening, crisscrossing through town to connect with neighbors. But as they made their way through Maplewood, Jack's anxiety crept back in. He saw families going about their daily routines, kids darting by on their bikes, laughter ringing through the air. It felt like a reminder of just how important this project was, how much a playground could mean to these kids. What if they think we don't know what we're asking for? He murmured. What do you mean? Emily asked, tilting her head, a look of confusion crossing her face. What if they don't believe we can really make a difference? Jack's voice sank heavier, his heart tightening. They will, Jack. If we believe it, we can make them believe it too. She squeezed his hand, her eyes sparkling with determination. Let us just focus on sharing our love for this idea. Her optimism was infectious. They spent the afternoon walking from house to house, Emily darting from door to door while Jack followed, nerves jittery. Surprisingly, the response was warm and encouraging. They spotted familiar faces lighting up as Emily handed out invites, some recalling their own childhood adventures on swings and slides. At one house, a mother paused, her brows furrowed as she looked at the flyer. A playground? We've needed one for years. But could it really happen? Jack stepped forward, confidence rising. We can make this happen if we all work together. It's about building something for our kids, not just a playground but a community. And just like that, a flicker of hope ignited in her expression. Well, if you truly believe in it, count me in. She took 2 invites, one for herself and the other for a friend. Each encounter added another thread to the fabric of their dream, the momentum building as the sun dipped beneath the horizon. By the time they returned home, both were bubbling with energy, and their kitchen looked like a flower explosion had gone off. Cookies were cooling on racks, accompanied by the sweet scent that wrapped around them like a cozy blanket. Tonight felt like magic, didn't it? Jack mused, watching Emily diligently sprinkle chocolate chips over their last batch. Definitely. But we still have to prepare for the festival. What if the mayor disapproves again? Her voice held a note of concern. Then we show him how the community stands behind us. We need his support as much as the others, and this isn't just about us anymore. Jack drew in a deep breath, trying to gather his thoughts. But I have a plan. Really? What is it? Emily looked up, eyes bright with curiosity. Jack leaned in closer, his voice low. What if we invite the mayor personally? A face-to-face meeting before the festival? We can explain everything and see if he'll help get others on board. Emily nodded slowly, absorbing the idea. You think he'd agree? It's worth a try. It's time we took this dream seriously. He felt a surge of determination, allowing his heart to race with renewed purpose. As they prepared for bed that night, Jack's mind buzzed with possibilities. But just as he drifted off, a question flickered through his mind: were they truly ready to face the mayor again? And what would happen when they laid their dreams out for him once more? With the weight of tomorrow bearing down on them, he couldn't shake the feeling that this meeting could change everything. Would it be the moment they needed to ignite Maplewood's heart, or a step back into doubt? Jack woke up the next day with the sun already dancing through the curtains, a bright signal to start moving. But today felt different. Today was the day they would meet the mayor, and the air was thick with anticipation, as if the world was holding its breath. He glanced over at Emily, still sleeping, her peaceful expression a calming force amid his racing thoughts. He kissed her forehead softly before slipping out of bed. The kitchen smelled of the remnants of last night's baking. Savoring a cookie before breakfast, Jack was lost in thought. What would the mayor think? Would he see the heart behind their project, or would it all just sound like a dream? Decisions loomed, and the stakes felt higher than ever. While coffee brewed, Jack decided to prepare a few last-minute notes. He wrote down key points: community support, the joy a playground could bring, the laughter of children playing. He even jotted down quotes from their neighbors, who had shared warm stories of their own childhoods. Each word felt like a lifeline, solidifying his hopes into something he could present. Emily eventually joined him, her hair tousled but her eyes bright with determination. "How are you feeling?" she asked, pouring herself a cup of coffee. "Nervous, but I think I'm ready," Jack admitted, the gravity of the meeting settling over him like a heavy coat. "Just remember, we're not asking for much." "Just a chance," Emily said, taking his hand. Her warmth steadied him, drawing away some of the chill of uncertainty. While they drove through Maplewood, the town was alive and bustling, but Jack's mind was focused on the mission ahead. Emily pointed out familiar landmarks as if to ground him, reminding him of the connections that had already formed. Jack smiled at the recollections: the old diner where they first met, the park where they strolled hand in hand, dreaming of the future. Finally, they arrived at the town hall. It loomed larger than he remembered, a fortress of politics and power. To Jack, it felt both intimidating and inspiring. Taking a deep breath, he smiled at Emily. "Here goes nothing." They walked inside, the air filled with anticipation mixed with the scent of old wood and polished brass. Just then, they spotted the mayor. He was a tall man, with a firm handshake and a no-nonsense approach that initially made Jack's stomach twist. But as Emily spoke, detailing their vision with bright passion in her voice, Jack began to relax. The mayor listened, occasionally nodding, despite the mask of professionalism he wore. "A playground, huh? It sounds nice, but we have limited budgets, you know." Emily's face fell, but Jack squeezed her hand, feeling her optimism surge back. "We believe this could be more than just a playground, sir. It could bring the community together. It's not just a place to play, it's a place for bonding, for building memories. For our kids and their kids," Jack interjected, his voice gaining strength. The mayor studied them, taking in their sincerity. Jack could almost see the gears turning in his head. Just as Jack began to hope, a voice interrupted them. A little girl, no more than 6, stood shyly at the door, clutching a stuffed bear. Her oversized dress and messy hair made her look like a fairy tale character. "Excuse me, Mr. Mayor?" she piped up, her tiny voice cutting through the tension. "Can I say something too?" Jack and Emily exchanged glances. The mayor, taken aback, knelt to her level. "Of course, sweetheart. What's on your mind?" "I don't want toys for my birthday next month. I want a playground. I want somewhere I can go play with my friends," she declared, her wide eyes filled with hope. A hush fell over the room as the weight of her words settled in. Jack felt a surge of emotion. This was it. This was the voice they needed. But could this little girl's heartfelt plea sway the mayor? Would it finally tip the scales in their favor, or would it slip away as another fleeting moment lost in the quagmire of bureaucracy? The room remained silent, the weight of the little girl's words hanging like a fragile ornament waiting to fall. Jack held his breath, watching the mayor's face twitch ever so slightly, a flicker of something behind his stern demeanor. For a moment, the world outside faded away. It was just them, this earnest child, the mayor, Jack, and Emily, all caught in a delicate dance of hope. "Molly, is it?" the mayor asked softly, recognizing the impact of her request. She nodded, her stuffed bear clutched tightly to her chest. How about we get some toys and maybe discuss this playground idea?" he offered, trying to deflect the weight of her question back into his safe political realm. But Jack could see that he was really thinking. "No, no toys," Molly insisted, her tiny voice growing stronger. "Only a playground. I want a place to make lots of friends." Her sincerity pierced through the seriousness of the discussion. Jack's heart swelled with admiration. He had never met a child so brave, so clear in what her heart desired. Underneath the tension, a ripple of warmth pooled in the room, drawing everyone closer, even the mayor. Emily knelt beside the little girl. "What is your name?" she asked gently. "Molly," the girl replied, her confidence shining through her nervousness. "Molly, do you know what the best part about a playground is?" Emily prompted, her voice soothing. "What?" Molly whispered, wide-eyed. "It's a place where kids can laugh, play, and be happy together." "It's like a little world all its own," Emily said, her joy infectious. Jack felt a wave of pride wash over him as he watched her engage with the girl. The mayor looked thoughtful. "And it's a place where memories are made," he added, seemingly caught up in the sentiment. "Exactly. It's for everyone to share," Jack jumped in, seeing the shift in the mayor, unsure whether this momentum could be turned into something definitive. But the mayor remained cautious. "I appreciate your passion, all of you, but I still have to consider the town's budget." Molly's eyes widened even more, shining with innocence. "But people need it. Sometimes happiness doesn't cost a lot, you know?" Jack felt a tug at his heartstrings. This wasn't just about a playground anymore, it was about hope, possibility, and connection. The mayor sighed, the mask of professionalism flickering for a brief moment. "You make a good point, young lady. Can you write me a letter? Maybe some ideas for what you'd like to see in that playground?" Molly's eyes sparkled. "Really? You mean it?" "Absolutely." The mayor smiled, the corners of his mouth pulling up, revealing a glimpse of warmth. Jack and Emily exchanged a look, both astonished and grateful. Perhaps this was a turning point. As they left the town hall, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that they had ignited something important. "Do you think it really made a difference?" he asked Emily, his heart racing with excitement. "Of course. If a little girl can inspire a mayor, imagine how many other people can feel the same way," she said, her voice bright. But as they stepped outside into the bustling street, the reality of the work ahead loomed larger. "Let us get her that playground," Jack declared, his determination fierce. Emily's eyes filled with resolve. "Yes. But how?" Just then, they noticed a crowd gathering around the town square, people whispering excitedly. Jack felt a prick of curiosity. What was happening? As they approached, the whispers turned into shouts of joy, voices rising in a wave of emotion. Something big was happening right in the heart of Maplewood, and Jack could feel the thrill in the air. But what was it? Could our dream for the playground be closer than we thought? Jack wondered, racing toward the crowd, uncertainty blending with excitement. As they pushed through the throngs of excited townspeople, Jack and Emily's hearts raced in sync, beating louder with the buzz of possibility. People were gathered around a makeshift stage, a colorful banner overhead proclaiming the start of the Maplewood Fall Festival. Jack's face lit up as he spotted familiar faces, each filled with smiles that radiated warmth and anticipation. "Look! It's the festival!" Emily shouted, bouncing on her toes. The vibrant energy seemed to sweep away the shadows of doubt that had loomed over them. "We should tell everyone about the playground. Now's our chance. That's the spirit." Jack grinned, feeling the swell of enthusiasm lift their spirits even higher. They took a few steps closer, and the excitement deepened as they overheard snippets of conversations all about creating a future for their town, a future that included dreams, hope, and yes, maybe even a playground. A familiar face stepped up to the microphone on stage, a local leader, Mr. Jenkins, who had always been a beacon of community spirit. Good afternoon, Maplewood. Today we celebrate our town's resilience, creativity, and love for one another. His voice crackled through the speaker, igniting the crowd's cheers. And just as Jack was about to seize the opportunity, Emily tugged at his sleeve. Jack! Should we share our idea for the playground here? Right now? Absolutely. Let us make this moment count. He said, his heart pounding, adrenaline fueling his every move. As they stepped forward, Jack felt the jitters rush through his stomach again, but Emily seemed undeterred. She climbed onto the stage beside Mr. Jenkins, boldly takes the microphone in her small hands. The audience quieted down, intrigued by the spunky little girl standing before them. Hi, everyone. My name's Emily. She chirped, her confidence shining. And this is my friend Jack. We have a super-duper idea we want to share. The crowd's attention shifted, smiling faces leaning in closer, the anticipation palpable. Jack couldn't help but beam at her. The little girl, once just a kid with a dream for a dad, was now a voice for the community, rallying them together. We want to build a playground. He exclaimed, stepping up beside her. A playground full of love and laughter where kids can play and families can come together. The crowd erupted with murmurs of excitement and enthusiasm as Jack explained the vision they had shared, how crucial it was for the joy of childhood to flourish within the heart of Maplewood. He saw nods of agreement, expressions softening with nostalgia. As Jack spoke about the plans of inviting everyone to contribute to the playground, a place not just for swings and slides, but for uniting the community, the vibe shifted. Mr. Jenkins stepped forward to support him, his voice ringing with authority and warmth. This playground will honor our community spirit. Let us build it together. We need each and every one of you. With a collective gasp, the entire square felt charged. Encouragement flowed like electricity. The townspeople began to express their thoughts, ideas, and even stories of how they longed for a place where their kids could thrive. Jack could feel the atmosphere thick with excitement, a palpable current of collaboration igniting the air. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, creating an orange glow over Maplewood, parents began to volunteer with enthusiasm. Jessica, a local schoolteacher, raised her hand. Count me in. I have ideas for activities the kids can enjoy there. People echoed her sentiments, chanting, "Let us do it." Jack looked at Emily, her eyes sparkling like never before, and he realized this was the moment they had both been dreaming about. The dream had transformed from a simple desire into a community movement, a celebration of unity in the face of challenge. Just then, the mayor made his way through the crowd, collecting the stories and ideas being offered by townsfolk, their earlier meeting still fresh on his mind. I'm in too. I'll bring resources to help make it happen. There was a cheer, a throaty roar of acceptance that reverberated like a pulse, urging the dream forward. Jack felt himself go lightheaded, overwhelmed by the love swelling in this space. This was it. They could create a community playground, a place that felt like home for everyone. Molly, holding her stuffed bear, stood at the front of the crowd, waving enthusiastically. The sight made Jack's heart swell even more, a child's dream blooming into a reality. Will it have a slide? She shouted. Laughter erupted around them, the sound ringing like music to Jack's ears. Yes, Molly. We'll have slides, swings, a whole world for you and your friends. Jack replied, his voice echoing the glee that filled the crowd. In that moment, he understood the power of connection, the sheer magic that emerges when a community binds together for a shared purpose. Jack and Emily exchanged knowing smiles. They had created something beautiful and it was just beginning. The festival danced around them, lights twinkling and laughter echoing as neighbors rallied behind their dream. Together, they would build more than just a playground, they would create a future. A heart, strong and vibrant, beating throughout Maplewood. As the stars began to sparkle overhead, illuminating the dreams hanging in the air, Jack and Emily held hands, feeling the warmth of hope guiding them forward. "Ready to get to work?" Jack asked her, a smile stretching wide across his face. "Ready," she chirped back, her spirit aglow with anticipation. They stepped off the stage and into a world bursting with possibility, knowing they were no longer just dreaming, they were living their transformation. Now, it's your turn. You need to subscribe immediately to this channel to not miss the next exclusive stories. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second to share. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and comment your reactions and feelings about this ending. And make sure to share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Your support means the world.